Located 140 kilometers by road southwest of Kabul, Ghazni province was the historical heart of Afghan culture in medieval times. Today, although it's avoided the all-out conflict seen in some provinces, it still has a strong Taliban presence, and its harsh weather conditions mean survival can be hard for the rural population. This year in January, the security of the capital of the province was handed over to the Afghan forces in the second stage of transition. Reaction on the street is mixed. Some have faith in Afghan police and army to hold the city, while some are less optimistic.
انشالله خدای مهربانه ده که اخلاص برابر وسره د افغانانو خدای مهربانه چې امنیت راشي په افغانستان کې موږ په دې باندې ډېر خوشاله کېږو چې موږ خدای په خپل حکومت خپل ملي اردو په خو ودرول او د غزني ولایت ورته وسپارل شو.
والا تا فعلا خدا رو خالص زمستان سال چیز قصه نیست. هر سال که مسئولیت دست امریکاییان بود در زمستان قراری بود. معلوم میشه به اول بار که چی نتیجه هم اگر خوب میشه خب ما خوشحال هستیم، اگر بد باشه خب بازم.
والا امنیت خود در مجموع در سر افغانستان بد است، در ولایت غزنی خوب بدتر است. از محدوده شهر کسی نمیتونه که خارج رفته بتونه. و مخصوصا کسایی که مثلا در دولت کار میکنن یا یک کارمند دولت است یا در ادارات غیر دولتی است، اونا نمیتونه که خارج مثلا از مرکز غزنی برن.
Ghazni has a contingent of 2,500 Polish soldiers who mentor Afghan police and army while also working with American ISAF forces. Their commander says the Afghan National Security Forces have proved themselves proficient in taking security so far.
ANSF is already very capable. They are starting to plan their own operations and they are taking the lead. Eventually, coalition forces will limit their presence here, and at the end, after a certain number of years, will withdraw. So knowing this, they are willing and they are trying to do their best to provide the best security.
Ghazni has seen troubled times in the past, with the province being infiltrated by Taliban, who kept the Pashtun majority from voting in 2010's parliamentary elections. But it's also seen success in its reintegration program, which sees Taliban fighters withdraw from the conflict and rejoin mainstream society. However, General Blazeosh says it's not always black and white when it comes to identifying the enemy.
Some of the so-called Taliban are just poor people who are hired by our enemies and enemies of the government of Afghanistan to do harm to our forces, and all they care for is just because they live in poverty, they want to make some money. So we cannot really consider them a Taliban or any other enemy of the government of Afghanistan.
But with a pledge of $30 million for education and agriculture from US Ambassador Ryan Crocker, the province has a good start. Eventually, the Poles will decrease their presence in Ghazni as they hand over to national police and army and assume more of a mentoring role, putting the Afghans in the lead. This is Ruth Owen in Afghanistan for the NATO channel.